Previously on Gears.
Let's take a look at the world of Formula One and find out what is going on at present. Somebody tweeted, I think it's something like 1,200 and something hours.
Who the is?
Oh, jeez, who said that? Until the first race of the 2013 season. It's about 60 odd days. That's all. How exciting. 3 weeks until 61 days, 18 hours, 44 minutes and 38 seconds until the first race, which means 59 days until first free practice, and only 3 weeks from now when we have the first test sessions. So the next couple of weeks we are going to be having the launches of the 2013 contenders in terms of the cars, and of course I will keep you updated and post everything on the Balls website, Balls Facebook page, as well as on my personal pages as well. Just having a look at some of the news, we still haven't got a full driver lineup. To let you know, we'll only have 11 teams this year. HRT, the Spanish team, unfortunately do not have the funds. They will not be there in 2013. So we lose 2 drivers and we lose one of the teams as well. There are still certain teams that haven't completed their driver lineup. One of them is the Force India team. Now, Paul de Resta stays within the team. Nico Hulkenberg moves to the Sauber team. He will be joined at Sauber by Esteban Guterres. Now, in Force India, they could go with the likes of Jules Bianchi, who is their test driver. Adrian Sutil could make a return out of being out of the wilderness for the last 2 seasons. Or, and I would hope that they would do this, Force India could sign Kamui Kobayashi. Because Kobayashi has lost his seat at Sauber, and I really believe that he deserves another spot in the world of Formula One. I just think, yeah, he's just too good a driver not to be there. Other news, Jenson Button, of course, will be the number 1 driver at the McLaren team for 2013. He's joined by the former Sauber driver, Sergio Perez. Now, Sergio Perez has come under a lot of criticism ever since he was announced that he would be joining the McLaren team. A lot of people have said, interesting choice. But ever since then, his results in Formula One in 2012 sort of went down. But I say, watch out for this kid. Give him the right car. Sergio Perez is going to be incredibly quick. And I think he's going to do a hell of a lot better than most people think for 2013. Other news that has come through also in the Caterham side, Caterham team at the moment, they haven't got a space so far, and it looks as though Heikki Kovalainen is going to be dropped from the Caterham team. That also comes after Mike Gascoigne, who is the designer of the car, says that Kovalainen doesn't have enough respect for the team and doesn't deserve to be there. Interesting. Marussia go with Timo Glock and also a young driver by the name of Max Chilton. Now, Max Chilton comes from a very interesting pedigree. His father is the chairman of a company called Aon. A-O-N. I think they're the big sponsors of Manchester United, or used to be the sponsors of Manchester United. I think they still are. Yes. Now, Max Chilton, and this is all interesting stories. Max Chilton was racing in GP2 2 years ago, 2010. Were you watching, Daisy? No. Anyway, it doesn't matter. In 2011, I mean. So he was racing in 2011, and he was racing for a team. And Max Chilton went to his dad, and he said, "Dad, you know what? I think this is a pretty good team." So his dad, guess what he did?
Bought it.
He bought the team. How's that? So then he raced in 2012. I think it was still the Arden team, or whichever team it was, but Max Chilton was there as a driver. Did okay. Didn't have that many good results, but did okay. But has now managed, together with some very good and positive funding, to get himself into Formula One. It's going to be a very tough time for him in the Marussia team, but I do hope he does well. He seems to be a hell of a nice kid as well. So that's the look of 2012 so far. The rest of the teams I'll go through during the course of the week. We'll find out some more information about them as well. Interesting story that came up during the last couple of weeks, perhaps you were on holidays, that Bernie Eccleston says he might have to step down as the boss of Formula One if this corruption case in Germany goes ahead. Now, cut a long story short, Eccleston is accused of bribing a man by the name of Mr. Gripkowski, who's currently in jail, and paying Gripkowski $40 million in order to have a Grand Prix somewhere or whatever, somewhere along the line of the buying of the shares for CDC company or selling of the shares. It's quite convoluted. It's quite intricate, but that could happen. Also, people have to start looking forward. Bernie Eccleston is 82 years old. Unfortunately, he's not going to live forever. But they have to start getting plans in place as to who's going to succeed Bernie Eccleston, and will they be able to do the same kind of job that Bernie Eccleston has done. It's a very tough time for Formula One to figure out who's going to be doing that in the future. I hope he still carries on for a long period of time. Spoke a little bit about Paul de Resta from the Force India team. He's up against it. He doesn't know who his teammate is going to be, but whoever his teammate is going to be, he's going to have to beat him if he wants to stay in the world of Formula One after 2013. A lot of talk around Lewis Hamilton. Of course, he moves to the Mercedes team for 2013. They believe the car is going to be a lot stronger than it was in 2012. Also, last week, Mercedes revealed the 2014 engine, and from what specific journalists have heard and seen, apparently the engine sounds terrific. In 2014, the teams don't revert, they go from a 2.4 litre V8 to a 1.6 litre V6 turbo driven engine. And Mercedes revealed what their engine looks like. I don't think it'll be exactly looking like this. They don't want to give too much away to their rivals. But it does look very compact. It does look very efficient. And by all accounts, it sounds terrific as well. As I mentioned last year, and I think most people would agree, 2014 is going to be it's going to be a year that we could see complete domination by one team. We hope we never see that in Formula One, but we could see it. Because of these massive regulations, maybe one team gets the engine rule right, and all of a sudden they could dominate. But that's still a year away. What we've got to look forward to is 3 weeks from now, we do have the first part of testing in Formula One, and then of course we'll have some of the launches which will start taking place from about 2 weeks from now as well. So there we go. That's a quick look at the world of Formula One today, and we'll have more for you tomorrow's, of course, around about the same time.
At the next intersection, turn on
Gears with Sasha Martinengo.
weekdays from 12 to 2 p.m. Central African Time.